Welcome to the Socially Not There podcast.
People acting. People acting.
Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to the Socially Not There podcast. I'm Gabby. Hi. Anyways, so I want to talk about Greenleaf, one of the most dramatic shows, TV series that I've ever watched. And yeah, also the Notion page is in the description, and I really recommend clicking on that and looking at that while you listen to this, or even before you further listen to this, because it's gonna get confusing. There's a gazillion characters and people in this show, so yeah, I do really recommend that. Also, I recommend googling Greenleaf characters on Google so you can like see how they look, visualize these people. Maybe watch the trailer that's also in the Notion page so you can see these people, so you get a feel, get a cop, you know what I mean, cop a feel. People really say that. People still say it. Sometimes I feel so old even though I'm 16, but it's whatever. So I'm gonna read the show description that I got from Google because I really don't feel like using my brain right now. So yeah, it says the Greenleaf family, which runs sprawling Memphis mega church Calvary Fellowship World Ministries, appears to be a loving and caring wrong. Beneath the surface, though, exists scandalous secrets and lies. Greed, adultery, and sibling rivalry are among the issues that threaten to test the family's faith and tear the group apart. The scandalous happenings are uncovered by Grace, the estranged daughter of the church leader Bishop James Greenleaf, when she returns home after a 20-year absence. Yeah, that's from Google. Let me give y'all a little run through all the characters. So we have Grace, we have Lady May, we have Bishop James, we have Jacob, Charity, Sophia, Faith, Robert or Mac, he's mainly called Mac in the show, Zora, Kevin, Aaron, Noah, Lionel, Isaiah, Mavis, AJ, Basie Skanks, Tasha Skanks, Alexa, Rochelle Cross, and Danielle. One thing this show did give was a banger, okay? And that is Won't He Do It? It's a song. They have it in there. I believe it's around maybe season 2 or 3. I don't remember. But it's called Won't He Do It? And it's by Corinne Hawthorne. Yeah. So they basically they were performing the song in a scene, and it was her and Isaiah, which I don't like, but we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that later, okay? And you're going to see why I don't like Isaiah. So here's a rundown of what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be talking about, so I've just told you about the characters. Next we have up is like cheating. Then we have like abuse, rape, and molestation. Also, trigger warning from now, rape and molestation is kind of like the source. I'm gonna tell you about that later. And what some people like to say, a mocking of religion, or more specifically mocking of God. And there's this saying, well, there's a direct quote, don't quote me on this, but I think this is what she said. She said the Greenleafs take religion for a mockery, and that's what Rochelle Cross said. And then I'm gonna go through some of like the themes here, which are gonna get thrown out through our discussion. Right. So as I said, if you have not looked at that Notion page, look at that right now, because you gonna need it. All right, let's talk about who Grace is. So Grace is pretty much our main big character. That's Grace, and they be calling her Gigi sometimes. Now I feel like everybody be praying on Grace's downfall, even her siblings. Like, her biggest hater is her mom, Lady May. I cannot stand that woman for the life of me. So I can't stand Lady May. I just don't like that woman. She just bitter and come like one of them super villain day. You know what she remind me of? She remind me of the woman in a Sleeping Beauty slash the Wicked Queen, the evil queen. Yeah, she remind me of the evil queen. She kind of look like her too, not gonna lie. But like, yeah, me just hate her character so much, brother. Yeah. Anyways, then we have Bishop James. Can he even call himself Bishop? Anyways, then we have Jacob. Jacob, always a cheater, forever will be a cheater. He probably get it from his parents. He cannot escape. Like, literally. Both of them cheaters. Then we got Charity. She's like the middle child. She gets overlooked by her parents. Everybody kind of overlooks her. But she's so annoying, bro. Like, maybe that's why she asks for attention. There was like this one scene where they were in the hospital because Grace's daughter Sophia, there was something wrong with her. She got her womb removed, so she can't have kids no more. I think that's what happened, but she literally can't have kids no more. And she was in the hospital. She was drunk, number one, and then she smashed the what do you call that thing? The thing that you put the money in it and it gives you the food or like the whatever. What do you call that? The vending machine. She smashed the vending machine with her hand because it gave her the wrong chocolate bar or something. So she punched the vending machine and the glass broke and she cut her hand. And woman, even when her hand blood still dripping from her hand, the woman took out the chocolate bar and start damn it. She's such a drama queen. Oh my gosh, everything, charity this, charity that. And she's like, I'm your only daughter. I'm your only kid that hasn't done anything. Yeah, she kind of has a victim complex. And Lady May, she probably gets that from her mom. Anyways, next we have Faith. Faith is the dead daughter. Yeah, and Mac, aka Robert, molested Faith. And she couldn't live with it, so like 20 years later, she killed herself. Yeah, that's why Grace came back. Grace came back for her funeral. Next we have is Robert. I don't like that bitch. Duh. I mean, he's a rapist. He's a molester. And can you tell I don't like this man? I don't like this character. You can tell, right? Anyways, then we got Zora, who is Jacob and Carissa's daughter. Girl is delusional. If delusional is a person, it is definitely Zora. But we're not gonna know because she's a victim of abuse. Then we got Kevin, who's Charity's ex-husband, who's also gay. So they aren't married no more because he's gay. Yeah, he found he's gay. Next is Aaron, who's his Grace's half-brother and now Kevin's new spouse. Next we got Noah, who's the former head of security of the Greenleafs. Like, he used to work at the Greenleafs home because they live in this like big estate, right? And he's also the baby daddy for Grace's child that she gave up for adoption. Next we got Lionel, who is Lady May's cheating affair partner, right? And Grace's real dad. Also Aaron's dad. Next we got Mavis, who is May's sister. She's also played by Oprah, which is what Google stressed better to that because she really Grace also really likes Mavis, her aunt. But anyways, Mavis is May's sister and James' affair partner number 1. Next we got Isaiah, who's Zora's ex-abusive boyfriend. AJ is the child that Grace gave away when she was like 18 and left the whole family. So yeah, I think that's why she left, because she was pregnant and then she decided to have the baby and give the baby up for adoption. Next we got Basie Skanks. Basie Skanks has a right to literally hate this family. Him and his sister Rochelle Cross, they literally have a right to hate this family. We're gonna talk about that later. Next we got Danielle. Danielle is a child who Mac molested and like paid off the mom so that they wouldn't go to the officials with it. Then we got Tasha Skanks, who's Basie Skanks' wife, and Alexa. Alexa is the ex-assistant of James, who Jacob also had an affair with. Jacob is literally a piece of work. He a little hoe too, just like Isaiah. Can't with him. Alright, now we're gonna talk about the cheating. Let's clock all the cheating. No, come ready, just go wax off some curry chicken foot and white rice. Yeah, belly full now. Alright, let's talk about cheating, because I never see a show where a bag of people love cheat. So for one show where about some Christian people are pure adultery, them come in left, right and center. Anyway, first we have May, Lady May. and Lionel. So yeah, at this point I'm at like what, season 4, season 3, or season 4, season 3. Let me check Netflix real quick. You can watch it on Netflix, or like just go on one of them legal sites, because nothing is ever on Netflix. Like there's barely anything on Netflix ever. Right. Anyways, I'm at season 4, episode 3 actually. So yeah. So like Lionel is dead at this point, and he gave like all of his money, everything that he had, to Grace, because he didn't give it to his like actual full child, because his son is gay. He came out as gay to his dad, so him never left him nothing. By the way, the son Aaron, that's Aaron, guys. He's a lawyer too. Yeah, I think he's a lawyer. Yeah. Right, so he gave like over $1 million to Grace, his half child, who he barely even knew, instead of Aaron, which I think was a dick move, but it's whatever. So May is Lady May, right? She's one of the main characters. She's Grace's mom. They had an affair, like really back in the day. These people are old in the show, I guess. Are they? I don't know their ages now. But yeah, it was a long time ago. And they had Grace, but like, they never know say Grace picked me. I suspect that she was his daughter, but I never saw nothing until he was dying, right? And then after he died, Grace was like, alright, I'm gonna do a DNA test, and I'm gonna see if Lionel is my dad or not. And he turns out he is. So yeah. Next we got James and Rochelle. So Rochelle is after the Greenleafs, because so once upon a time, James had a church before he had this big Calvary Fellowship church, right? And because he wanted them insurance money, right? He burned down the church. Well, technically, he himself never burned down the church. He got May's dad to do it. So yeah, he got May's dad to burn down the church so he could get insurance money, and he did. You know who gave him this idea? Mac. Now, why the hell would you listen to Mac? I don't know. He was known as like their fixer. Like, it's given Olivia Pope, but not really, because Olivia Pope is not a rapist and molester. Like, we stand Olivia Pope over here. Even though Scandal was literally based on cheating, because the person that was cheating on his wife with Olivia Pope. But it's Olivia Pope, aka Kerry Washington. It's whatever. It's ironic that her last name is Washington, considering in the show she was like the president's mistress. Anyways, back to Greenleaf. So yeah, they burnt down his old church, they got insurance money, and then they built Calvary Fellowship. Right? But the thing is, when they burned down the church, they didn't know that there was a man in there, and they killed Basie and Rochelle's dad in that church fire, and they found out it was him, and now they're targeting him for revenge, because he basically killed their dad for being greedy, right? So that's where Rochelle comes in. So she's here. She ain't like James the whole time. She was just trying to mess up his family and his church, and at one point they came in for fraud. Oh, that's later on. We're gonna talk about fraud later. Oh, I should have said this, but I feel like you're 13 minutes into this if you're still listening and you ain't realized that I was going to be giving spoilers. Well, yeah, I'm giving spoilers. So, yes, right? So, that's who Rochelle is and what her purpose is. Then we got James and Mavis. So, remember, Mavis is May's sister, which is his wife's sister. So, apparently James did tell me only one time them did sleep together, but according to Mavis, I never saw it was an ongoing affair. James, I want to go batty boy. Sorry. But one of them has something to or my gosh, like keep it in the pants. Like you're not figure and stick your shits and everything. Damn. Next is Kevin and like the dating apps. So like Kevin, like while he was still married to Charity, he was like on a bunch of gay dating apps and shit. So I don't think he actually went out with none of these dudes. He was just on this dating apps. And then he came out to Charity and was like, babe, I'm gay. And Charlie was like, oh. Keep in mind, at this point, I think they had their son. I don't remember the son name, but they have a child together. And then we've got Noah and Grace. So again, Noah is the head of security for the Greenleafs, well, former, because after this cheating scandal, his fiance made them leave, because duh. And you know what was so satisfying? Other than me having an obsession with strawberry Altoids, that I literally almost finished my Altoids yesterday. I had like maybe 10 Altoids, strawberry Altoids yesterday. Anyways, back to Greenleafs. She gave that man a slap when she found out that he slept with Grace. She was like kind of worried because she knew they were like kind of first loves. So when Grace came back, she was kind of worried that something like this was happening, right? And like the slap was she get up, man. Ooh, was so satisfying, right? And so they left to like try to make their marriage work, right? But then a few months later, in a season 4, right, Noah get a call from a prison, and he found out that he had a son. Right, we gonna come back to that later. Actually, let's talk of that right now. So, as I said, AJ is their son. AJ is Noah and Grace's son that Grace gave up for adoption when she was 18, and she had left the home. So she was 18, right? And she gave the baby up for adoption. Anyways, he ended up in jail. He was in jail in season 4. That's where I'm at right now. Like, I just reached that episode when they found, when she met him, and she was trying to get him a home and everything. So, yeah. But yeah, he came back to Memphis in season 4 because he got a call from a jail from a dude claiming to be his son, and he's like, yo, Grace, what the hell is this? I'd be like that too, because like, why you even tell bro? I think that's why she left in the first place, and the relationship ended. But it's whatever. Then we got Jacob and Alexa. So as I said, Alexa is they had this affair at the time when Jacob was working at Calvary Church, and Alexa was working at Calvary Church, because James basically kind of fired her after the whole thing got out that Jacob and Alexa were having an affair. And he kind of like demoted Jacob, because he's like, bro, I know you ain't fit to run this church. But guess what, James? You fake, because you're also a cheater, and you went on to cheat later, so you ain't fit to be bishop either. Anyways, can't stand these hoes. So yeah, Alexa came back with money. Alexa came back to get money from them, because she was like, yo, that's wrongful termination. She came back with a lawyer, and she was begging for some money, and she got that money, and then she dipped, right? But Jacob, you need to learn how to keep it in your pants, because not only did you offend with Alexa, you offended with Carissa. So, not Carissa, sorry. Carissa is Jacob's wife. I don't know how that lady stayed. I don't know how she stayed, but she stayed, and she held their family together after that man had an affair, and then after he kissed Tasha, after she was just kind of becoming friends with Tasha, and he kissed Tasha, right? I think, who's the one to stop them? Was it Tasha? I think Tasha was actually the one to stop them instead of him. So I feel like if she hadn't stopped them, wait, who stopped who? I don't remember right now. But Jacob is a little war, right? I heard about James and Jacob committed adultery twice. Apple not fall too far from a tree, you know. And his next we got Isaiah. Isaiah basically was cheating on Zora like every other day, like, cause he's kind of famous. He's like, you know what's odd? Bro is literally performing church music, right? He makes church songs, right? Bro was literally doing that, and out here having a bunch of women. Bro was just a gallist kinda. But you know what's funny is Sophia actually liked Isaiah first, but Isaiah went after her cousin, which is Zora. And yeah, but he was abusive to her, which leads us to the topic of abuse, because so I think the first time the abuse happened was that they were kind of in the car and they were kind of arguing, and she doesn't like to wear her seatbelt, and bro knows that, But you're a man wicked now. You're a little dirty boy wicked. Right? So him take a sharp stop. Him stop the car and like pull over. And her head must look up on the little dashboard, right? And she get like this thing on her forehead. And she like use makeup cover it. And bro was like, well, I guess you should have worn your seatbelt. He was not sorry nor nothing. I know that little shit did that on purpose. I know he did that on purpose. He definitely stopped the car like that on purpose because there was no reason to stop the car, right? That's the first instance of abuse. Like, bro, when he did that, your ass should have left him. But no, she gonna be a little delulu, right? I think the next instance was they were quarreling. There was this practice for this, what do they call it? It's like something where like the girls kind of like charm school, but not really. It's like this thing where they're gonna have like this ball kind of, but not really. It's like a dance, I don't know, but they were practicing for that. And they were bringing their spouses, and he was over there acting a fool. Bro was over there like thinking he's the main character, right? And then after that, all the like some girls were like swarming up to him, and she stormed out. She was like, ugh, right? And wait, no, she went up to him and she was like, yo, you can't be doing that, like what the heck, right? And he stormed out and she went after him, and he literally pushed her, and she hit something, right? She fell into something, right? That was the second time. And then the third time, I believe he straight up just slapped her. Like, it was at this ball thing. He straight up slapped her, and Sophia saw, and Sophia was like, Uncle Jacob, Isaiah slapped Zora. And Zora was so mad at like Sophia. Like, girl, you're getting abused, and your cousin is out here trying to look out for you, and you're gonna talk about how she's jealous, she's this, she's that, and then not talk to her. Girl, you're so, oh my gosh. But like, we're not gonna come after victims of abuse, because, you know, it's sometimes they just really that a person is this cycle. Yeah, but she finally left him when she realized he was like cheating on her. When that's after she literally, like, she turned 18, and she was like, and she left her grandparents' house because her parents dropped her off at the Greenleaf Mansion because she was just acting out, right? And they were trying to get her to like stay away from him and all of that. So she basically left the house with him, and she was living in his house with him, right? Where is this bro's parents? I think, wait, never mind. If she's 18, he would be 18 too, or a little older, and he's been making money because he's like an influencer kind of, right? So they left so she left his house. She ended up leaving him, and bro was like, you can't leave me, and he was like acting a fool, bro. And then I think she kicked him in his balls or something, and he left her alone, and she like ran out the door with her suitcase, something like that. But yeah, Isaiah was just terrible. He's cocky, too much. He's just too full of himself. But you know who plays Isaiah? Rocky's brother from Shake It Up. If you know what Shake It Up is, then you know who I'm talking about. It's like the little light skinned dude. You know who I'm talking about. Next is rape and molestation. So Robert, or Mac, is May's brother. May and Mavis's brother. Mavis can't stand him, right? And so Robert, not only did he molest his niece, but he tried to molest Grace when she was younger, and Grace was not having it, and she left. That's why she believed Faith when Faith told her, and then she told their parents, and their parents didn't believe her, so they went to Faith and they asked Faith, and Faith basically was like, no, why did you think an abuse molestation or rape victim would willingly be, especially because it's a family member, she wouldn't think you'd be believing her anyways. Plus she was a kid, so she would be fed with these like lies and stuff. So why would you think she would like willingly, if you came to her and asked her about it, confronting her about it, that she would like willingly tell you the truth like that? Huh? I don't get them parents, but it's whatever. Also, here's one of the reasons why they didn't want May to like lead the church after Bishop was kind of stepping down, because they was like, there ain't no way you didn't know Mac was molesting Faith. They were like, ain't no way he was doing, you didn't know that he was doing, that's all of those girls. But here's what really solidified that for them, was because Robert had made this charity. Was it a charity? Something where he would basically pay off his abuse victims with like education funds, right? And May co-signed this because, like, he's, I feel like anyone would kind of do that because you're giving out education to these girls. She thought it would probably be good press for the church anyway, so probably that's why she co-signed it. And that he was actually paying off his molestation and rape victims. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why the church kind of wanted them out. It's crazy because they didn't really want Bishop out like that. It was mainly like May. So they were like, ain't no way all of that was happening under your nose and you didn't know. Which is crazy why I think, alright, I know why they're only blaming May like that, because she co-signed the fund, right? But why not put it onto James? Well, James basically shot him, okay? When he found out. Like, he ended up going to his office and just shooting him. And then he was, like, locked up, arrested for a bit, right? But guess what? So, in this one instant, Grace thought he had Sophia because he basically called Grace drunk while she was on this date with her new boyfriend, or boyfriend at the time. What's his name? He's, like, a journalist and kind of an older dude. A little bit older than her, I think. And he's a widower, right? And she was on the date with him, and Matt called her, and she thought that he had her daughter, so she rushed over there, and they were just over there fighting, bro. And she ended up killing him with a glass bottle because he was literally choking the life out of her. But she got off of that, even though she murdered him. But she got off of that because it's literally self-defense, and she thought he had her daughter, which he had right to believe, because bro literally called her drunk, talking some mess, like she in trouble with this man, even though she was trying to get him locked up and stuff for other crimes that he committed against these little girls. But yeah, Greenleaf, there's so much that happens in Greenleaf. I just know you're not even taking in all of this. You're probably gonna have to go watch the show. But like, I was like, while I was watching it, I was like sending these voice notes to my friends, and I was like, bro, that's crazy, right? Next we're gonna talk about the whole mocking of religion, kinda. So let me set the scene. This show is basically about a family who owns a church, right? Calvary Fellowship. Well, at least until this black dude and then this white dude, H&M Ministries, or the Harmony and Hope Ministries took over, because like the people petitioned to get rid of them because they were like, y'all ain't fit to lead this church, right? Anyway, so y'all are these church people, right? Y'all own a church. Y'all claim to be believing Christ, walking with Christ, yeah. But like the amount of sins that they commit and just the way that they are, you cannot be like that and claim to be a follower of God. Like, at this point, you're just using Jesus as a front for like your wickedness. Because what you mean you're committing all of these sins like adultery and fraud and betrayal, and you claim to be walking with Christ? No, girl, that's not how it works, right? Because as I said before, James, that's greed right here. James even lit his church on fire just so he could get insurance money. That's literally greed, bro. It just has a shit ton of drama for no reason. But like, I'm not faulting this show, because I do think it's showing a depiction of like some quote unquote Christians who claim to believe in God, right? But you're holy on Sunday, but like the rest of the week, what are you doing? You're not doing anything that honors God. In fact, your actions don't show that you are a follower of Christ, right? So I feel like it's kind of highlighting how these people claim to be God, how they claim to be holy and righteous than thou, right? But if you really look at their lives and examine their lives, no, they're not. They're following the fruits of the flesh and not the fruits of the spirit. So I feel like this is what the show is kind of pointing out, right? But like for some church people, y'all in some mess, bro. I swear. So we got like themes of like homosexuality, which is with Kevin and Aaron. They even showed this like gay support group where they were trying to convert you from being gay, basically. And then we have revenge with Basie and Rochelle. Then we have family relationships. This whole family hates each other, I swear. But like, I swear, May was so bitter. I hate her so much. I hate that character so much. It's crazy, bro. Like, you cannot be as bitter as May is. Like, she was just jealous of Grace for no reason. And plus, like, the people loved when Grace preached and stuff. And they didn't really like when May preached like that. So I feel like deep down, she was just really jealous of her daughter. Right, and then we got religion, obviously. And we got lying and deceit and betrayal. Those basically go hand in hand. These people could lie their asses off. And the betrayal. And the fraud, which is basically, the IRS basically was like, yo, y'all gotta fork up everything, because like y'all probably doing some scams, right? And basically they kind of, James entrusted Rochelle with this, and he was like, invest the money in this account and yada yada yada, but it was a false account. So they were trying to like set up the Greenleaves, right? But it's a good thing Grace was kind of fishy about them, and she went to like so they could kind of get rid of the case. And then they put Tasha up to like taking money from the church, right? So Tasha, I feel so bad for Tasha, because she like lost her husband and all that. I feel so bad for her, right? Because like they wouldn't have lost the church, because there's this other church, it's called Triumph. They lost the church because Basie was literally over here scamming. Well, not scamming, but like gambling and owing people money, right? And then the Greenleaves kind of used that to blackfish. Not black. Why did I just say blackfish? Blackmail Basie into giving the church to Jacob. But Jacob didn't know any of this. Carissa was like helping them, was like spilling the tea on Jacob. Not on Jacob, on Basie. So Jacob could get the church, and he ended up getting the church. And they were like, and then Basie fled instead of turning himself to the police. He ran away, and then he was keeping in contact with his sister though, and kind of the wife didn't even realize, the wife is Tasha, right? She didn't even realize that he was alive, and then she was beginning to fall in love with Jacob and shit. So bro, it's all a mess. So, and then we talked about abuse with Zora and Isaiah. So this show has a lot of themes actually in there, and yeah, it's not a bad show. It's just full of drama, and your mouth is gonna drop so much times, and you're gonna be like, really, nigga? Like, you're gonna be like that, I swear. But yeah, that is it for this episode. If y'all choose to watch Greenleaf, let me know. You can comment on the Instagram, or like the main Instagram, which is at Socially Not There Podcast. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. Have